Okay, guys, let's do our makeup for dance recital. Yes, dance recital was literally the first weekend of June. I'm just that behind on editing because I've had a crazy summer. So first things first is I prep my skin with this skincare stuff that I stole from my mom. Sorry, Mom. But it works really well as like a primer and I love it. And then I use my go-to e.l.f. Liquid Glow Halo Filter. This stuff works like magic. It's literally been my favorite foundation since I've gotten it. And I get one of the lightest shades because as you can see, I am very pale. So first I rub it in with, my makeup brush. And then once I get it all over, I go in with the beauty blender and like pat it into my skin really good, get those pores nice and clogged with makeup. Just kidding. Then I'm going to use this little concealer stick. I can't even read what brand it is. Sometimes I use concealer, but for dance recital especially I will. And so I do a little on the corner of my eyes. And if I have acne spots, I'll do it. But I didn't really have any acne or red spots around this time, so it wasn't in need. So just a little bit of concealer, and I use my baby blender specifically for this. And then I'm going to do my eyeshadow with this really pretty Morphe palette I got when I was cheer coaching. One of my cheerleaders gave this to me as a Christmas present. They know me so well. It's actually the only like fancy big name brand makeup palette I own, so it's very near and dear to me. So I take one of the dark brown shades and I go on the outer corner of my eyes. First, I'm going for a pretty neutral look, and in our dance recital, I'm portraying Detective Brown, so like brown eyeshadow is just, kind of a given. But this is like normal, like glam dance makeup I would do pretty much anyways, just maybe a little bit of a darker brown. And I messed up, so I'm going to wipe it off with my finger, but I'm going to go ahead and blending it out a whole bunch. And then next I take whatever shade I'm pointing to there, which is an even darker brown, and I'm going to deepen up the outer corner and a little bit of the crease right there of my eyes to give it some dimension. And then I'm going to take, I think that's like a glitter shade. Yes, that is a glitter shade, and I'm going to put it on the inner part of my eyes and go out to the outer part just a little bit, but mostly stay on the inner part of my eyelid. As you can see, it's nice and dimensional. And then after the end of that, sometimes the glitter kind of gets out of control. So I do go at the very end and blend it one more time with another brown shade. Eyeshadow is just a process and you just go for it, really. And then I'm going to take this really light shade that kind of looks like a highlighter, and I put that on the inner corner of my eyes to add a little more of a pop to it. Next, I'm going to take this Cookie Monster eyeliner pen that I bought, I don't even remember when, from Walmart. Is the Wet n Wild collab they did with Sesame Street, and I used it as under eye eyeliner. And then I'm going to use a light brown shade to help blend it in and make sure it stays and help make sure it's smudge proof a little. Next, I'm going to take my Cookie Monster eyelash curler and I'm going to curl those bad boys. I literally have the world's smallest eyelashes, so it takes a hot minute to get me looking like I have real lashes. So this is the HD waterproof mascara. I've been using this literally since middle school, I'm pretty sure. And it works super well, and it's great, especially when you're dancing and you're going to be sweaty. So, oh, and there's me popping my back because, I don't have a good makeup chair. And I put a ton of mascara on my eyes and do my best to curl those lashes even more. Because like I said, my eyelashes are itty bitty. And you can kind of see them now. Wow, she has lashes. Crazy. And after I did my eyelashes, I totally realized I forgot to do my eyeliner. So this is going to be interesting. My mom bought these eyeliner wing pens, and they work pretty well. So I do a little baby wing with the stamp, and then I'm going to fill in with some eyeliner. I like to do a wing for recital always. Growing up, our dance teacher, we didn't have to do a wing, but she always recommended that we do a wing just because it looks really good on stage, even though we technically aren't dancing on the stage, but it still looks really cute. Ta-da! And now I'm going to go in with the same mascara and do the under eye lashes. No offense, I just think it's really weird if you do the top lashes and don't do the bottom lashes. That just drives me crazy. I don't know why. Then I'm going to take this little bit of bronzer and contour my face just a little bit. This is kind of a warmer tone, but if you notice before I put on foundation, I have very pink, red, warm tone skin. My face literally just looks pink without makeup on, so. And I will blend this out some more. This is just kind of me getting it set on my face. And you can already see a little bit of a difference. It does make my face look a little bit slimmer. But it also just helps bring out those features. And now I'm going to be blending it. And next, apparently I don't have any blush. So I'm using this pink eyeshadow as blush, which actually works pretty well. It has a nice little pinky peach color to it. And I always put a little bit of blush on my forehead and my nose and my chin. That's just because it gives it that more natural look. And also just, you know, I don't want it to look like I just perfectly put makeup on my face. I want it to look semi-natural. And I'm going to use this highlighter palette and put this like goldish shade of highlighter on my cheeks, my nose, and right under my eyebrows. Next, I'm going to use my all-time favorite lipstick, the Maybelline Matte Stay Lipstick. I don't know what shade this is. It's one of the nudish pink colors. One of my go-tos. Love, love, love it. Literally stays on forever. And then I'm going to use this Wet n Wild Photo Focus powder. And I'm going to set every part of my face that does not have a powder. So anywhere there's not blush or the bronzer, it is going to get the setting powder, because the powder, you know, once you put it on your face, it like stays in place a little bit better. So also it's going to help eliminate some of the stuff. Like there's parts of my face I want to be shiny, like where I put the highlighter, and this is going to help the parts of my face that are shiny that I don't want them to be. So and this also works so well for setting my under eyes. I absolutely love this. It has been my favorite setting powder forever, pretty much. So, and as you can see, my forehead is already way less shiny than it was just a second ago, so. And I'm going to use it to blend out the bottom part of my makeup too, so. And then apparently I got this pink eyeliner and I decided to put it on the corner of my eyes to add more of a pop. I don't know why I did that, but I did. Usually I use a setting spray, but I was out apparently. So that's it. So now I'm going to take this big fluffy Care Bear brush, also from Wet n Wild, and blend all of my makeup together. This always just helps give it a really nice finish. It blends out any of those powders and stuff. It makes everything come together. And then I tried these magnetic lashes. Fun fact of the day, they end up failing, so I used regular old lash glue. I'm not a fan of those magnetic lash things. I could not get them to work for the life of me. So we're going old school. Glue-on lashes have never failed me. So, and these ones are semi-natural looking. They're not super gigantic and big. So there's that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, even though it is months late. But yeah. Love you guys. See you later.